Title: The Cetacean Specter. In the drab concrete jungle of a near-future New York, a man named Edgar stood on the precipice of time. He was a nondescript figure in the sea of anonymity, a mere mortal lost in the labyrinth of the towering cityscape, like the millions of others that hustled through the city's snaking veins. This featureless aspect of Edgar wasn't the result of some genetic curse, but rather a sophisticated anonymity technology that kept him hidden in plain sight. Edgar was not a typical man, but a sort of time architect. He had the uncanny ability to construct virtual landscapes of past eras and project them onto the present world, a trait valued highly by the Time Institute. This was the 22nd century, after all, where such technological curiosities were possible and where history could be retold and reimagined with every passing second. One evening, Edgar received a peculiar assignment from the Institute, a task to reconstruct a bygone era that was so unique it left him astounded. His task was to manifest an era when whales roamed freely in the ocean, a sight lost in the annals of time. These cetaceans were by now as mythical as unicorns and as ancient as the dinosaurs, their presence in the contemporary consciousness nothing more than digital replicas and artistic renditions. Fueled by curiosity and intrigue, Edgar immersed himself in the historical data, feeding his mind with forgotten tales of these creatures. The more he learned, the more he felt a strange bond developing with these magnificent beings. He saw in their silent songs a mirror of his own solitude, his own yearning for a world more gentle, more compassionate than the one he found himself in. The day came when Edgar was ready to perform the temporal rendering. The Institute, skeptical yet excited, gave him an empty auditorium to project his creation. As the lights dimmed, he pressed a button on his console, and the room was filled with the majestic sight of humpback whales gracefully gliding through the azure depths. Suddenly the spectators felt the cold touch of the ocean and heard the hauntingly beautiful songs of the whales echo through the walls. A collective gasp ran through the room as the audience found themselves in the heart of the Atlantic Ocean, surrounded by the serene beauty of these marine leviathans. The time architect had not just reconstructed an era, he had given life to a lost species, instilling a sense of awe and respect for the majesty of nature. In the following days, Edgar's whales became the talk of the city. People would crowd the auditorium, leaving their humdrum lives behind, if only for a moment, to bask in the ethereal beauty of a time when man and nature lived in harmony. Yet as time went on, Edgar began to notice a disturbing trend. The whales in his projection started to display signs of distress, their songs filled with pain and sorrow. As he delved deeper into his program, he discovered an unexpected flaw in his technology. His device was not merely constructing these virtual whales, but connecting with their last living specimens, trapped in a forgotten time pocket. Edgar, haunted by this revelation, realized the pain he was inflicting on these creatures. The connection was draining their vitality, reducing them to mere shadows of their past glory. Torn between the allure of his success and the guilt of his actions, he was faced with an impossible choice: to sever the link and let the whales disappear forever, or continue his deception and bask in the fleeting glory of his creation. The next performance was scheduled, and the auditorium was packed with eager spectators. The lights dimmed, and Edgar stood in silence for what seemed an eternity. Then, with a heavy heart, he pressed a button, and the room was filled with the eerie silence of a world devoid of whales. He had chosen to let them go, to preserve their dignity, their existence in the secluded time pocket. The story ends here, but the question lingers. What happened to the whales? Did they find solace in their secluded reality? Or did they merely succumb to the relentless march of time, forever lost to history and humanity? And what of Edgar, the man who tasted fame and then chose obscurity for the sake of ethics and empathy? As for us, the readers, were left pondering the morality of technological advances and the profound cost of our actions, however unintended they might be. In the end, we're left wondering about our place in the world, our connection with other creatures, and the haunting echo of whale songs in an auditorium filled with silence. And in that silence, a new story begins to form, a tale of redemption, humility, and the timeless dance between man, machine, and the natural world. But that, as they say, is a story for another time.